Welcome to Wellness Through Physical Therapy. I'm Paula Dagnan. With me is Ting O, and we are here at Physical Therapy and Balance Centers. And Ting, you have all of the equipment here, and people think immediately, and they're still thinking since the beginning of the year, exercise, exercise.
Yes.
But what happens when we do it wrong?
Well, one, it possibly won't be very effective because a lot of people want to exercise for a reason, and they found that of the people that actually join a gym at the beginning of the year, only about 20% achieve what they want to achieve. So that's not a very large number. Two, it may not, like you might, if you don't do it right in terms of exercise, you might end up hurting yourself. So a study was done in 2014, and it showed 500,000 people actually hurt themselves by using exercise equipment through the year.
Half a
So
million?
500,000 people. So there is a lot of dangers that come with exercise, and I'm sure there's a lot of viewers out there that have tried to exercise before, thought they were going to do something and maybe did it wrong, did too much or not the right frequency, and then either find it's not very helpful, like people that at the beginning of the new year want to lose weight.
Right.
They'll get to like February and found out that they've lost nothing, so they tend to give up. Or they tend to, go and start thinking they can run hills.
Yes.
Or pick up 500 pounds and then end up hurting the back. So yeah, there's some dangers that do come with it, but doing it the right way, you can get a lot out of it.
So what exactly does medically based fitness facility mean when we talk about the Physical Therapy and Balance Center here?
So medically based fitness, our facility is focused on helping people improve their health and fitness so that they can do what they want to do, whatever it may be. So what we do is we utilize research and how to exercise, proper form, proper frequency, proper intensity. This way it helps people achieve what they want to achieve when they want to exercise. So when you want to lose weight, there are certain exercises that are better for you than others. If you want to get stronger, there are a certain amount of weight that you should be lifting. If you want to work on your flexibility of balance, there are certain exercises you should be doing that based on research. So what we mean by medically based fitness is, one, we come from a medical perspective, and being a physical therapist, we look after our basic philosophy is we don't want people to get hurt.
Right.
And we want it to be effective. So we come from a background where we help our clients protect themselves from getting injured when they exercise. And if they do get injured, we help them get better. And when they do exercise, we make sure they do it right, proper form, proper technique, proper frequency, proper intensity, so that they can achieve the best results from doing an exercise.
And then that way they'll continue and do well with their goals.
Yeah, basically. So if you hurt yourself or it's not effective, you
Done.
can give up.
I'm out. I'm out of here.
And we want people to achieve their health and fitness goals. So the only way to do that is to make sure they do it in a way that's going to help them get there.
And needless to say, Ting and everyone here at the Physical Therapy and Balance Centers in the Churchill Mall in Hazleton have all kinds of different programs. Don't go away, because when Wellness Through Physical Therapy continues, we're going to talk about some of those ways to keep you healthy, safe, and achieve your goals. Don't go away.
Make the beer stop your stop for the best selection of beer in the area. Over 450 types of beer, a huge variety of styles to please everyone's tastes. Over 150 microbrews, including hard-to-find beers. Over 100 German and Belgian beers and frozen daiquiris to go. Do you like trying new beers? Make your own six-pack at the beer stop with a large assortment of single bottles. The beer stop is open until midnight every day, all year long. Make the beer stop your stop. 16 North Broad Street in West Hazleton.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about visiting a restaurant that has a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the types of things that we will be featuring on our new show, Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. Jeff Bonomo, host of Off the Beaten Path, welcomes you into the world of craft beer, great wine, and good eats. Wine, Hops, and Road Stops.
Once upon a time, it was just me, Marge, and the internet.
But then came Manny and Marky, Margaret, Midge, Marcy.
Marcy, then Midge.
Oh, yes. And then Mikey, Miley, and finally, little Marie.
That's when we noticed things started to slow down.
You mean the internet?
Yeah, the internet started to slow down because we were all connecting devices.
I'm pregnant.
We need a faster internet.
Get 150 meg internet from Service Electric with enough bandwidth to power all your family's devices. Call today.
What's on TV? Plenty. WYLN TV 35, the best in local programming.
Welcome back to Wellness Through Physical Therapy, and today here at the Physical Therapy and Balance Centers, Ting O has been telling us a little bit about exactly what medically based fitness facility means that they have here, and some of the things that you do here in order to determine what someone would need.
Right.
Now, the first one that we talk about is this green box. What is that? And all I know is I could never touch my toes. That's why I could never win a President's Physical Fitness Award in grade school.
Well, yeah. It's what we call a sit and reach test. So it's a functional test to check to see your flexibility of your legs and through the back. So what this does is, being a functional test, most of the testing that we do is based on research. It's been done, it's been documented, it's been proven, or you've gotten what's considered normal for someone's age. So the functional reach test, sit and reach test, is something that is a standardized test, and they show that what's considered good, not so good, pretty good for someone that's basically doing the test. So if you're looking at function and being able to reach down to your toes, like if you have to bend down to touch something, if you have to put your shoes on, if you have to bend down to pick something off the ground, having that flexibility can be good at helping you get through what you got to get through. So the full body assessment that we do here is called the body Q, and the body Q assesses most of the different systems of the body. So it tests someone's endurance, their flexibility, their strength, their balance, and also their general health. So based on these tests, like the sit and reach test, we can at that point determine what someone's problems are, whether it be the flexibility, whether it be the strength, and then from there we can help them determine what's wrong and help them set up a program.
So the initial that we did with the reach test, if you couldn't do it the first time,
Right.
some of us couldn't,
Yeah.
does then that give you an indication that that would be immediately something to start working on, stretching, and what happens then if someone didn't have that, and let's say I didn't have that, and I just immediately started to work on equipment?
Okay. Let's say you had, like for you, for example, if you have tightness with that sit and reach test, we basically know that you have really tight hamstrings, and you probably have a tight back. So if you started up an exercise program and you started doing a lot of like squats, deep lunges, or if you started doing things like a lot of leg lifts, you're going to put a lot of stress on your back, and you're also going to put a lot of stress on your knees. So knowing that, we would make sure before we got you to do a deep squat or a deep lunge, we would want you to be able to get the flexibility there so that you can do what you got to do. And different functional strengthening exercises we do are, like kettlebell lifts, some deadlifting. And if you don't have that flexibility there, let's say you went to a gym and had that tightness and decided to try some deadlifts, you probably would put yourself at risk of hurting your back because your hamstrings aren't long enough to be able to get you down into a proper positioning. So based on these tests, we make sure that we don't have you do things that would put you at risk of injury.
All right, now we got through that one.
Sit and reach test.
Sit and reach. So now we start to go into, which had a nice beat to it.
Yep. The more, there's a general health test, so we do a 3-minute step-up test. And again, what we do here is we just check your cardiovascular endurance to see how your heart responds to activity. And what we do is we have someone do this test for 3 minutes to a rhythm and at a cadence that we'll actually use on a metronome. And once we get done with that 3 minutes, we'll check your heart rate and see how your heart rate responded to that endurance test. And again, there's norms, what's considered normal for that test. So if we find that your heart rate skyrockets, we know at that point that your cardiovascular response isn't as good as it should be. So we're not going to tell you to do any heavy running for 10 minutes. We would want to try and slowly increase your cardiovascular response so that when you do some cardio exercises, we're not going to put your heart at risk of injury.
Okay.
So yeah, one of the things all of these tests again are standardized and it helps guide us in terms of helping you exercise.
All right, so then the next thing that we do is, another thing I could never do, was a push-up.
Yes, yes. So yeah, the incline push-up test is a basic indication of your upper body strength. So if you can, it's a 1 minute test, and we again see how many you can do in 1 minute. And there's norms for this test as well to see how many you can do. And if you are able to do well with this test, we can tell that your upper body is of no concern and you have good strength. But if you have problems, like someone I know, with this test, it just tells us that your upper body isn't as strong as it should be. So we would not have you get into exercises that are higher demanding for the upper body, like some free weights. If we had you do overhead presses or pulls or that type of thing, we would put your upper body at risk of injury, and maybe even your neck and your thoracic spine, because that's where a lot of the muscles come from. So
it's very interesting because what we're talking about here are mainly things that you're doing in the gym. But as you're talking about that, I'm thinking about a lot of people who, especially in the wintertime, immediately go out there and ski.
Right.
And you're using all of these, so you could create a problem for yourself by doing something that you think is no big deal.
Right. Yeah, no, definitely. As part of the Body Q test, we actually have functional tests built into it as well. Things like hurdling, like proper squatting, proper push-ups, get up and down tests. So we have endurance tests built into them as well. And most people, when they think about medically based fitness, think older people that may not know what they're doing. But a Body Q and a medically based program can really also help people that are high performance people as well, that are athletes that just want to know how their body is functioning. If we can give people like that if we can identify a problem, like if their shoulder is tight or if they have a weakness in a certain area, we can help them improve on that problem, and if they do that, their athletic performance may improve.
Well, when we come back, we're going to continue our discussion with Ting O here on Wellness Through Physical Therapy, and we're going to talk more about some of the exercises that we can safely do that he's going to show us in order to do a lot of the things that we just talked about, including stretching and strengthening, because spring cleaning season is right around the corner, and we can't use that as an excuse anymore now, can we? Don't go away. Wellness Through Physical Therapy. We'll be right back.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
I'm Gary Perna. I was born and raised here in Clare, Schuylkill County. I'm proud to be a part of the WYLN team, and I'm excited to be part as WYLN brings communities together through the power of television.
I was addicted to heroin and crack.
My choice was alcohol.
I used anything that I could get my hands on.
You know me. I'm the Addiction Network. Over 1.5 million people have called for help. So why haven't you called? What are you waiting for? This year alone, 1 million people will die from drugs or alcohol. Addiction is a disease. Don't kid yourself. You can't beat it alone. Call now. The Addiction Network is here to take your call 24 hours a day. The call and consultation are free, but your time is running out. Don't wait until you lose your job, or even worse, lose your life. Don't wait until you're put in jail. Don't wait until your child dies. Call the Addiction Network now.
I lost everything, and the only way to get my life back was to pick up the phone and call and go to treatment.
Call 800-657-8879. That's 800-657-8879.
For over 25 years, Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, 118 Boulevard Road, Bloomsburg, has provided professionally designed skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields. All stations are handicap accessible, with resident NRA certified shooting instructors on site. There are packages available to fit anyone's budget, restaurant and catering on site. Our facility is also available for weddings, business meetings, bachelor and private parties. Call 570-384-2314.
Hi, I'm Isabella Falvello. Join me for a wonderful new cooking series, Ciao Bella, featured here on WYLN TV 35.
Welcome back to Wellness Through Physical Therapy. And today, Ting O has been putting me through my paces when it comes to being prepared to exercise. And actually, I think this is great because the different things that we have been talking about and that we have been doing here make a lot of sense.
Right. It should make sense.
Well, they do, but so many people will just run pell-mell and get on a machine and not have any goal really, except just to walk and feel sweaty. Now, we started off on the treadmill. And what was that for?
So it's basically an endurance exercise. So when we find someone that has a cardiovascular issue or a cardiovascular response that's not so good, in terms of if you're just doing that 3-minute step test and you get really short of breath, and when we test your pulse after like 3 minutes and it's like 160 or something, we know at that stage that we need to sort of be careful and help monitor you when you're doing a cardiovascular exercise, like being on the treadmill, elliptical, or the bike. So for some of our clients here that have lung issues, heart issues, we'll monitor their pulse and their oxygen levels while they're doing their exercise through a device that we stuck on your finger called a pulse oximeter. And there are certain levels we want people to get at. So a person's maximal heart rate, or as the highest their heart rate should get to, is 220 minus their age. So I'll tell you my age, I'm 45. So.
Well, I'm not afraid, I'm 59.
So if you minus 59 from 220, that's your max heart rate. And when you begin to exercise, you want to get your heart rate to around about 60% of your max, somewhere around that range. And as you get better, you want to increase it up to 70–80% depending on what you're doing. So this way we can tell someone, you know, make your speed and make your cadence at a point where your heart rate gets to this. And if you go too high, back it down. If you go too low, increase it a little bit. So it's kind of like like you say, you know, a medically based thing where we know where we want to get you to, because this way it's best for your heart, helps you condition. Because if you're doing too little, you're not going to get the benefits of it. If you're doing too much, you may not be good to your heart. So,
and your heart is definitely going to let you know at some point in time. Now we moved into the flexibility. And again, that seemed like it wasn't going to be all that difficult, but when again I think here I am taking this band almost and just trying to get my legs straight in a simple procedure like that. Imagine trying to do that in a very intense workout.
Right. Yes, I mean if you were doing a workout where you had to pick something off the floor, which a lot of people do, or they go to the gym and they try and pick up 50 pounds from the ground, that would put a lot of strain on your back because you don't have the flexibility in your legs to be able to get down. And guess where the rest of it's going to come from? Most likely your back. So just knowing where you're tight and stretching it out can help you in terms of not only your exercises, but can also help you with your daily activities. Because most of us get up and off the ground. If you have really tight hamstrings, one, it's difficult to get up off the ground. Two, it's difficult to pick something off the ground. And three, it's actually harder to do things like put your shoes on, put your pants on, you know, all that type of stuff. So if you can, and if you have tightnesses in other areas of your bodies, it'll impact the function in those areas as well. So if you find tightnesses, which we will find in a lot of people, including high-level athletes, we can help them develop and stretch that out so that they can function better or play sports better, and work better as well for that case.
Well, again, it's amazing how so many people, and I'm learning this from talking to you in these different programs that we've been doing, that people are focusing on the equipment, they focus on maybe what they think they're going to get out of it, and they don't realize that how much it translates into everyday use. Now, the other thing that we did was the balance.
Yes.
And that was actually a little intimidating.
Yeah, the Bosu Ball is a great piece of balance equipment. We have a lot of different balance equipment here, obviously being a balance center. But, you know, the basics of balance as we go through everyday life, balance is extremely important. That's what keeps us upright. So if we have poor balance, or balance that's not as good as it should be, it can really impact us through life. One of our interns here that came in was a lacrosse player at Bloomsburg University, and his balance was bad when we actually checked his balance, and especially with his eyes closed, because he had compensated for his eyes. And when we tested his balance, we found that it was quite poor with his eyes closed, because he'd had a couple of concussions through his career. And the comment he made to me was, is that why I fall over a lot when I look for the ball?
Well, yeah.
And this is like a collegiate level lacrosse player. So yeah, and we gave him some things to do. Luckily it was at the beginning of the lacrosse season, so hopefully, you know, when hopefully he followed up with these, and hopefully he did better through that season. But as we've talked before, you know, as we get older, we tend to lose our balance, and people tend to start falling and having some serious consequences. So if you can start focusing on your balance at a younger age or through life, as you get older, it gets so much easier for you.
Now, the last that we did was for upper body strength.
Yes.
Now, again, that is fascinating to me, because we're using the kettlebells.
Kettlebells. Yep.
And you made the comment, they're picking up grocery bags. How well does that relate?
Yeah, so yeah, the upper body strength one was the bench press, and through the testing we found that you had a hard time doing the push-up test.
Right.
So that just gives us an indication.
But I can carry grocery bags.
You can carry grocery bags. So when we find a weakness in an area, we will replicate some of that through an exercise program. But the goal of people exercising should be to help improve their health, improve their function, to improve their life, basically. So there's a lot of people out there that go to the gym thinking, you know, I want a bigger chest.
Yes.
I want better biceps. I want toned thighs, that type of thing. So guys go into a gym and hit the bench press machine, right? And and women go to the gym and they think about their thighs, the leg thingies, I don't even know what they're called. But,
yeah, those things,
the leg abductors and adductors. But, you know, that's great and all, and do that, but that doesn't really give you much in terms of improving your quality of life or improving your health for that matter. It may make you look better, but aside from looking better, if you do things functionally, like the kettlebell lift and walk, it really helps, it will help tone your muscles, plus it will help improve your health, your wellness and your function. So functional training is a word that's been tossed around a lot, and but really if you work on improving your function and your health, you won't go wrong. You'll look better at the same time as well.
I just like how you can take it out of the gym and into the regular world out there, and you'll feel so much better. We're going to wrap up with Ting O here as we continue wellness through physical therapy. And don't you go away, because Ting always has something exciting to leave us with. Stay tuned.
For 4 generations, All-American Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram has been treating their customers like family. Stop in to get the lowest financing options and best service around. Whether you're in need of a Ram pickup with a Snow Dog plow, or have an active family lifestyle, or simply want to show off your fun, adventurous side, All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram of Tamaqua has a wide variety of inventory to choose from. Stop in now and take advantage of the spring sales event.
If you haven't found the perfect fishing getaway, you haven't been to Captain's Cove. Located on Henderson Harbor in upstate New York, Captain's Cove offers a variety of accommodations to please just about anyone. The motel, also located on the harbor, offers a magnificent view. Enjoy free morning coffee, air-conditioned rooms, cable TV, and HBO. The cottage can accommodate up to 8 people with 3 bedrooms, a complete kitchen, washer-dryer, 2 full baths, air conditioning, and outside grill and picnic table. Call us today for rates and information at 1-800-824-FISH.
Wrapping up our visit today at Physical Therapy and Balance Center in the Churchill Mall in Hazleton. Wellness through physical therapy. Who else better than to give us all the good advice but Tingo, an award-winning facility.
Yes, yes.
You've won all kinds of things since you've been here.
Right, so yeah, we've been nominated the Small Business of the Year in 2016. And through this year, through our one of our team members, Kathy, that you guys have seen on the show, won the Pearl Award for Entrepreneurship in 2018. So it's good to get these recognitions because we try hard to create value for money for the community and also to provide the services that the community needs and plus give back as well. So that's always a great thing.
Well, it is. It's a wonderful thing. And I think it's probably one of the best examples of, and we said it throughout the program, that you're not just looking at a machine and working out on a machine and then walking out and saying, well, I can do this on a treadmill and I can do this on a stepper or whatever. But now I can do this on a treadmill and I can walk up and down my steps without losing my breath.
Right, exactly. So yeah, when we started doing the fitness facility, I came across a statistic that was kind of upsetting. Only about between 15 to 20% of gym members actually attend a gym.
Absolutely.
So we want to be different than that. You know, we want our clients to engage us. We want our members to be here because I'll take your money, but I also want to have you get something out of it. So a lot of gyms out there, you know, they'll just take your money and just say, don't come in. But we want our clients to get value for money, and we want to really help them achieve their goals. So our way of doing it is to make sure that they know what they're doing it safely, and they're doing it effectively, so that one of the first things we ask people is, what are your goals? Do you want to just improve your health? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to get stronger? Whatever it may be. And then we'll help you develop a program, if you so choose, that can help you try and achieve those goals.
I can also say that it's a very comfortable atmosphere.
Yes, we try and make it that way.
Because it doesn't feel like you're on display. It doesn't feel like people are comparing you or whatever. So it is. It's a lot of fun. And it's always a pleasure to see you.
Yes, always a pleasure here too.
And we will be back again here at Physical Therapy and Balance Centers in the Churchill Mall in Hazleton when Wellness Through Physical Therapy comes back. Hope you'll join us.